Today we're going to work on Objective 4.5a, which is using strip diagrams and equations to represent multi-step problems. So that could be either multiplication, division, subtraction, and addition. This problem right here was the most commonly missed problem on your work from yesterday. So I really want to take this time to kind of go over it, how to set it up. So it says Landry has a $20 bill to buy snacks at the football game. So $20 is the total amount of money that he has. So I'm going to put my total on top. Then it says he buys one hot dog for $5.25. So I'm going to put one hot dog for $5.25. He bought 3 granola bars for $1.75 each. The key word here is each. So I'm going to do 3 boxes to represent the 3 granola bars. And then I probably should have put H for hot dog over here. And I'm going to put $1.75 because each one was $1.75. Then he also bought a bottle of water for $3.25. Now, this is actually the same problem I worked out yesterday, but a lot of you still missed it. So this is a bottle of water. But like I said before, you have to leave one box for the change because the change is part of the total of the $20 bill. So it says how much change should Landry receive from his $20 bill. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add up my decimals first. I'm going to add $5.25 to figure out the total of everything I bought. $1.75. I'm making sure that I'm lining up my decimals. I'm making sure I'm including everything I need to add. And now I'm going to go ahead and add these together. 5 times 5 is 25. I'm going to regroup the 2 to the 10th place. Then I'm going to add these together. I know 2 plus 2 is 4. And I know that 7 times 3 is 21. 21 plus 4 is 25. Plus 2 more is 27. Then I'm going to regroup my 2 to the 1st place. Make sure that you bring down your decimal. Then I'm going to add 5 plus 2 is 7. Plus 1 is 8. Plus 1 more is 9. Plus 1 more is 10. Plus 3 is 13. So I get $13.75. Question is not asking me how much I spent altogether. It's asking me how much change I had left over. So this is just the amount of the hot dog, the granola bars, and the bottle of water together. But I still have to do something with the $20. I have to subtract. So now I'm going to take my $20, making sure I put that on top because that's a bigger number than $13.75. I'm making sure that I'm lining up my decimals. I'm also making sure that I add 2 zeros to the $20. If not, then it would be 20 cents. And now I'm going to go ahead and subtract. Make sure that when you're regrouping, remember, I cannot take 5 away from nothing, so I have to regroup all the way to the 10th place. The 10th place becomes 110, and then I have 10 ones. I'm going to regroup again. The 10 becomes 9 ones. And then I have 10 tenths. Then I'm going to take 1 away, and that leaves me 9 tenths. And that also gives me 10 hundredths. Now I can subtract. 10 minus 5 is 5. 9 minus 7 is 2. 9 minus 3 is 6. And 1 minus 1 is 0. So my answer is $6.25. A team race, each team ran a total of $8. So I already know that my $8 is, 8 miles is my total. So I'm going to break up that 8 into pieces. It says Frankie ran 1 3/33. So F for Frankly. Jenny and Marcos each ran 2 1800. So we have 2 people. So I'm going to do 2 boxes to represent 2 people. And it says each one ran 2 1800. One is Jenny and one is Marcos. Now it says how many miles must Sophia run to finish the race for the team? So I'm assuming this is Sophia and I need to find how much Sophia will be running to finish the race. Well, this is actually very similar to the problem we just solved. Again, I need to figure out how much they already ran, so I'm going to add up the amount for Frankie, Jenny, and Marcos. So I'm going to add 1 and 3300ths, 2 and 1800ths, and 2 and 1800ths again. Now, I'm making sure that I line up my decimals. Do I need to fill anything in? No, because everything has, everything is in hundreds place. I have a digit for all the numbers in the tens place, and I have one for the ones place. So now I'm going to drop it down. No need to fill in. Now I'm ready to add. I know that 8 plus 8 is 16, plus 3 is 19. Regroup my 1. 3 plus 1 is 4, plus 1 more is 5, plus 1 more is 6. Make sure that you had brought down your decimal, and then 2 plus 2 is 4, plus 1 more is 5. So I get a total of 5 and 6900ths. But did I answer the question? How many miles must Sarah run to finish the race? No. My total is 8, so now I have to go back and subtract 8 minus 5 and 6900ths. Do not put the 8 underneath. It's a bigger number, so it has to go on top. So I'm going to do it to the side. I'm going to put the 8. Now, 8 is a whole number, so it goes in front of the decimal. And again, I'm going to have to line them up. I'm going to put my $5, 5 and 6900ths miles. And I know I'm going to subtract to find the other part that's missing. Before I can do that, I've lined it up. I need to drop it down. I need to fill in my zeros. Now I'm ready to subtract. And again, I cannot take away 9 from 0, so I regroup to the ones place. I have 7 ones now. That 1 1 will turn into 10 tenths. I'm going to take away 1 tenth. That 1 tenth will leave me 9 tenths. And that 1 tenth will turn into 10 hundredths. Now I can start subtracting. 10 minus 9 is 1. 9 minus 6 is 3. 7 minus 5 is 2. So my answer is 2 and 31 hundredths of a mile. Now, in order to check this, I could go back and make sure that I added those together. And if I'm correct, if I add 1 and 33 hundredths plus 2 and 18 hundredths plus 2 and 18 hundredths plus 2 and 31 hundredths, my answer should be 8. Now, today, you don't even need to solve, which is, to me, it's actually easier because you don't need to solve the problem. You just need to know how to make the strip diagrams and what equations you're going to be using to solve these problems. So let's look at this problem. It says a carpenter has a board that is 48 inches long. That is my total. So I'm going to go ahead and make a strip diagram. I'm going to put 48 as my total. He's going to cut it into 3 pieces, and they're all equal lengths. Now, equal is a key word. That means equal groups. So I know that tells me I'm going to do one of 2 things. I'm either multiplying or I'm dividing. Now, I have to think, am I putting groups together or am I breaking them apart? Well, it says that I am cutting those pieces into 3 pieces. So I broke it apart. So now I know that instead of multiplication, Ms. Hernandez is going to divide. So I'm going to do, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my 48 and divide it into 3 equal groups. So I'm going to go ahead and look at my answer choices and think about which one I can eliminate. I can eliminate C and I can eliminate D because both of my answer choices, they're only multiplying, and on D, they're dividing, but they're not dividing 48 by 3. So I know I can eliminate those 2 answer choices. So now I'm left with A and B. So let's keep reading the problem and see what's next. It says, then he's going to cut. Here's the same keyword that I just saw. So I know that if he's cutting, he's breaking things apart. So that either means divide or subtract. It's going to be divide if it's equal groups, and it's going to be subtract if I am doing different size groups. So it says each. So that's right there, a keyword that I'm going to be breaking apart each one of these into equal groups. So now I know that I'm probably going to be dividing again. And I'm going to be dividing the 3 pieces into 4 smaller pieces. So I'm going to take one of these pieces, one of these little pieces, and I'm going to break up that one piece into 4 smaller pieces. So that would look like this. Let me use a different color so you can see it. 1, 2, 3. That's actually 4 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to do the same thing with this one. Let's pretend those are equal, and the same thing with this one. So what just happened? I took 48 divided by 3, and whatever the answer was, I took that answer and divided it by 4. So now I have an equation and I have a strip diagram. So then it says, which equation can be used to find x, the length in inches of each smaller piece? So the good thing about these kind of questions is you don't even have to solve it. You just have to know how to get the answer. So now that I've done my strip diagram and my equation, it's so easy, I can pick my answer. My answer is obviously going to be B. And that's it. That's all you're going to do today. So let's look at one more problem. So on this one, it was asking you to find the equation. I'm going to show you one problem where you're having to find the strip diagrams. A store sold 4 television sets. So that's 4 TV sets. I'm going to go ahead and break this apart into 4 sets. And a set's the same thing as equal groups. So I know that each one is going to be equal. And she collected a total of $2,520. So my total is going to be $2,520. That amount includes sales tax of $30 for each TV. So this is important. So I know the total was $520. And I know I have 4 TVs, but out of those TVs, they had to pay $30 tax for each one. To show that, I'm going to put here $30 for this TV, $30 for this TV, and $30 for this one, $30 for the last one. So let's think about this. I know that I paid a total of $2,520 for everything including tax. If I wanted to know how much each TV cost, first I have to figure out how much I paid in tax. So I would have to take my $30, and I have 4 sets of 30, multiply that, and then subtract that from my $2,520. That's going to give me a total. After I do that, I need to make sure that I divide by 4 to figure out how much each TV costs. But honestly, on this one, I didn't really need the equation, but it's good to always do your strip diagram and your equation so that when you're ready to answer it, it makes it a little bit easier. And so the question's asking, which diagram shows a way to find P, the price of each television before tax? I'm going to look at my strip diagram. I notice that $2,520 is my total for everything. So let's look at F. I know this one cannot be it because it has $2,520, but then it has 30 as part of the total. And I know 30 is not part of the total. Well, it is part of the total, but my total is only $2,520. So I should only have one big space for $2,520. Should not share it with 30. So I know I can eliminate F. I can also eliminate G. Now, H has 2,520 as my total, and J has 2,520 as my total. My strip diagram looks a little bit different than the 2 that are left. But I noticed that J has 4 sections for the 4 TVs, and then it has 4 sections for the 4 TVs and the tax on each one of the televisions. So the one that looks the most like my strip diagram is J. So I think my answer is J. But I'm still going to look at an H and see what it says. H says because the whole is 2,520, that part is true, and their 4 parts are P. But he forgot to put the 30. So I know that one's wrong because they forgot that. And now, so my only answer is J, because the whole is 2,520, which that's true. Their 4 parts are P, those are the 4 televisions, and 4 parts are $30 tax on each television. So then my answer would be J.